Hey, we're live. Hey, let's wait for a few of you to come in to my Cadbury's purple room. Check this out. Oh, yes. How we doing, guys? Nice to see you. Nice. Oh, I've just spent the last day and a half sorting this out. And Cadbury's purple. What do we think? What are we doing, man? I hope you're all right out there. We're going to be chatting about lockdown today and something that's coming on the 22nd of this month. The Force Awakens, and I've had my ears lowered. So many things happened these last couple of days. It's been amazing. Shamazing. Anyway, lovely to see you all, my lovelies. Let's wait for a few of you to pop in. Maureen. Hello, Maureen. Nice to see you. See you nice. 22nd of I just wanted to see what this looked like live. What do you think of the colour? This is Cadbury's purple. Look at that. Check that out. Hey? Woo! The girl I got this tin off. I got a tin of Cadbury's purple paint. 5 litres for 10 quid. Thank you for letting me have that. That was lovely. Twitterwoo, haircuts afternoon, witchy woo. Yes, I've had my ears lowered, people. Makes me it takes years off of me, you know. It really does. It takes years off of me. It makes me look like I'm 62 instead of 82. It's really so cool, yeah. So anyway, I want to do my little impression of Boris Johnson. So go to work on Monday, and what we're going to do is we're going to open up public transport. Now, if you need to take a bus, but don't take the bus. And if we catch you on the bus, we might just fine you. Yes, we might just fine you. If you need to go out, make sure that you keep your 2 meters safe distancing from one another. If you need to fart, but don't fart. If you need to cycle, but don't cycle. Someone tell me what the hell that dude was saying. I can't figure it. Someone explain it to me. What are we thinking of the paint peeps? I can see you all like, whoa, check him out. I've even got glitter in it, and I've got glittery. Gary Glitter. Ooh, you've got to be careful what you say nowadays. Dave, you have... I can't really see the comments at the minute because I've not got my glasses over here. Damn and blast. I don't know if I can alter the size of these comments, can I? No, I'm just going to give you a little smiley face. Let's see if we can give you some smiley faces. Customize. What am I doing? Let's just give you one of these, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. Let's have a look. So, on the 22nd of this month, there are many people that apparently are going to go and bring. Look, first of all, right, peeps, you've got to live your lives, right? We like to work. It seems to be the way that this country is. We like to work. We're so obedient. We are so obedient. I just want to know how far we're going to bend over for Boris. Bend over for Boris. Yes, bend over for Boris. And let him slip you one. What do you reckon? How far are you going to prepare to bend over for these people? How much of this are you going to let them take away from you? Are you going to let them take your kids, take your houses, take you down to doctors and give you a false vaccination? When are you going to say, actually, Boris and the government, you're supposed to work for us. You're supposed to do our will, not us do your will. You're not supposed to impose your will on us. You're supposed to work for us. As you know, it's all just a corporatism now, isn't it? And there's many people out there now saying, oh, the world's run by corporations and we've been stitched. We have. We've been royally stitched. That was funny, Heapy. Alarm and distress. A person is guilty of an offence. Abuse is a failure for abusive words or behaviour. Look, peeps, you know, you've got snowflake police out there now, right? That, oh, if you swear at me again, young lady or young man, I might have to take you down the station and take down your particulars. Now, that used to mean putting your details in a notebook, but now it means stripping you naked and inserting fingers and objects into you because they own you, right? They own you. If they, oh, we're just going to whip you off the street. That's ownership, peeps. You might as well be on some plantation somewhere with Kunta Kinte eating chicken, rice and peas. Yeah, and calling yourself Kunta Kinte and then saying, no, my name's Toby because you've whipped me after death. So it's ownership. We're in a situation of ownership. But that's the mentality of these people. Oh, we own you. But how can they own you? They're working for a corporation. They're getting paid 30 grand a year. And they could get sacked tomorrow. And then they become subject to the stuff they've been rolling out. Does that make sense? A copper could, you know, he might feel the need one day to flash himself to a young lady. And then next thing, he's up in front of a judiciary panel. I say, right, we're sacking you. No pension. You're off. Go and find your job somewhere else. And that individual will be subject to the wrath of what he's just left. So there is no loyalty amongst these thieves and vagabonds, and that's all they are. They're just thieves and vagabonds, peeps. I hope you're working this one out. I really do. So 22nd of this month, I shall give you the times and dates in Londinium, and it's going to be outside Scotland Yard. And there's going to be many, many, many patriots serving up the Metropolitan Police with regards to them taking part in sedition and treason against people of this realm. And I tell you what, needs to happen. Needs to happen. Look, so are you going to let them destroy your life? So are you going to let them take your houses, take your kids? You're going to let them stop your jobs, making you a living? Because that's what we've all been embroiled in these last few years, right? Is working and keeping our heads down and believing. You've all had this belief that you're doing this righteousness and decency so the kids can have good, clean educations, that the public sector are actually doing right by you. And I'm hoping that you can clearly see now that's been abused. That level of trust should never, ever, ever be abused. Never be abused. And we've seen some real draconian things going on with the old building system. And whoever's training these coppers to beat us up, the very thing it swore to protect, you need your heads testing. You really do need your heads testing for 30 grand a year. Do yourself a favour. Throw the uniform on the floor and go and sign on, man. Just go and get benefit money. Stop beating people up. Stop murdering people. Stop tasering people. Stop raping people. What's the matter with you? You will be seen one day in history. I guarantee it. If you ever thought that the German, after Nuremberg, that many of them, Hess, all the others, ever thought that they'd be in that situation where they were being tried for crimes against humanity, mankind, and facing death penalties, they'd have gone, nah, they wouldn't have even thought, because their arrogance, you see, their arrogance would have been so high that they thought, no, we're the master race. And that's the situation we have in this country now. These people think they're the master race. They've forgotten who they work for. When you pull at the bottom of the house of cards, which is what's happening with everybody in this country now, the ones at the top is unsustainable. All right. So if you destroy the echelons at the bottom, the top comes tumbling down. And it comes down quick as well. The ones at the bottom, it's not so high of a fall, is it? You know, if you're at that bottom card, you're out there working for a living and doing this and that. Your fall's not great. You're falling from a 2-foot set of step ladders. But if you're up on the top, purporting to be this master and these glossy ones, then you're falling from a 40-foot ladder, because there's no one left at the base to pin you up. And Boris's message the other day was just quintessentially their problem, in that they never tell the truth and they're always lying. It's a double negative. Go out, but don't go out. Stay in, but don't stay in. Sleep, but don't sleep. Walk, but don't walk. Talk, but don't talk. What was that? Can anybody give me an answer to what that actually was? What was it? I don't know. I'm loving this colour, Pete. Check it out. It's Cadbury's purple. Isn't it beautiful? Let's see what it looks like with the little lights on. Oh, hello. You wait till we come over night time in here. We're going to light this place up, peeps. I'm telling you. Cheryl, shocking fair play to them being honourable and having courage of his convictions. We got to stand up, because otherwise, I tell you what, if you don't stand up now and stand for something, you'll stand for nothing. And when it's all gone and lost, whoo, you're really going to know what it was that you lost. When you've lost it and they're coming round, taking you out your houses against your will, there will be a civil war before that. Let me tell you now that if the current state party descends into debauchery of robbing people from their houses, harming them like this, taking their kids so blatantly without any due process of a thing called law, there will be a civil war. There will be uprising. And the thing is, we'll smash them so fast and so hard that they'll be butt sore for a month. I said it out loud. That's just how I roll. He was doing I wish I could see, man. Was that tyranny will go as far as we let it? Sorry, I'm just focusing my eyes on the. David Wilson says, hi, mate. Yeah, I've got bad eyes. My eyes, they're not as good. I'm 53 this year, people. The Force Awakens, Star Wars. We're wearing a little bit of Jedi today. Does anyone know what Jedi stands for? I'll see what the comments pop up. What do you think Jedi stands for? Paul Art, tyranny is long. See, passive acceptance. You know, I try talking to my family. Oh, no, it's all right. It's only the government. They won't harm us. I'm like, I can't have them conversations with them no more. I just can't. I can't. I say, oh, you seen any football? You watch any golf? What's going on in the newspapers? Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you go to Sainsbury's today? Yeah, I went to Sainsbury's today. I'm just like, oh, I don't. What is people just cognitive dissonance is rife, absolute rife, extraordinarily rife. Put your glasses on, you silly sod. I would do, Dave, but they're in the house. And I've just finished painting and tidying up the mess. I only bought the paint yesterday. And I have to say, for myself, you wait till we turn it on to night time when we do a nighttime live. It's going to look pretty cosmic, and it's going to be like looking into the Milky Way. That nice Milky Way, nice Milky Way. It will be. It's going to be good. So I wanted to finish this for ages because I had patchy ceilings and all that. So I wanted to just pop in this afternoon. Firstly, to let you all know that apparently and allegedly, possibly might be, this is me being a bit Boris Johnson. There might be, we might or we might not be descending on Scotland Yard on the 22nd of this month. We may be. We don't know yet. We're not sure. To let them know and to serve them, or we may not be letting them know that they've been involved in sedition and treason for many, many years, and we are expecting them to, or may not be expecting them to do something about it and to take heed and take notice of the people's demands. But we will see. It may not. It might be happening. Sounds a bit like my sex life, in fairness. The way Boris Johnson. I watched his address the other day, and I'm saying to myself, I'm seeing some similarities here in my own life. And I went, that's it. It's my sex life. You know, or tonight, I'm not sure. Maybe tomorrow. So what time is it? I've got a day. Do you know what I mean? I had to hold goods up for them to be. I can't read it. I'm gonna have to go and get my glasses. I do apologise. And I'm seeing all these lovely little laughing comments in the room as well. Have you all been tuning into my gorgeous friend, Daddy Dragon, Graham Moore? Man, he's really putting the pedal to the metal right now. And what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be starting to touch subjects of the day. So we'll be doing a little bit of diligence of what's going on a daily basis, and we'll be breaking it down. And we'll be breaking it down together. Because as is quite obvious to me now, between myself and my family and my friends, is that I have different conversations with people than I used to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I'd be saying, oh, you know, have you seen the Ryder Cup? Have you seen the football? What's going on? Yeah, what you have for dinner? I'm not interested in that now. my consciousness has shifted, know thyself, and the knowledge that I know, when family members get fines, oh, well, I'm just going to pay it. And I'm like, but it's so easy. It's so easy to deal with. This is so easy to deal with regards to the birth certificate and the trust. It's so easy to switch that and rebut the presumptions so that you actually keep your equity and you stop these corporatizations raping you, basically. But they're not interested. So they will be continuously butthurt forever, until that they decide maybe one day that they might dip their feet in the water and say, I'm not tolerating this no more. I'm as mad as hell, and I want my country back, and I want my people back, and I want them to be happy again. I don't want them to be falsely vaccinated. I don't want them to have vaccinations with aborted fetal tissue in them. I don't want them to have vaccinations that give them cancers and all this stuff. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to get back to being something half decent. And we're not half decent at the minute. Most of us are the good sides. I could not, if someone said to me, do Boris Johnson's job, I'd say, fine, I'll do it, but I'll do it in the interests of everybody. And I would have teams of people in my government that would deal with everybody and take your heartfelt considerations into account and deal with you and make sure that you are happy and that your life's are fulfilled. That's what we need. We need people in these places that fulfill our lives, that don't harm us, that enhance our beauty and our integrity and keep us intact and keep our families together and make sure that greatness is happening on a daily basis. Who wouldn't want that? Why do you continue to pick these idiots that have nothing apart from how to put their hands in your pocket? That's all they're doing. How do we put our hands in this one's pocket? Oh, it's quite simple. We won't go out there with guns and bullets. We'll just use pens and paper, and we'll strip them that way. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to change the ethos and take the badness and put goodness back in its place. And that's just as how simple this is going to be. And nothing will change until you do that. You could vote in another 10 Boris Johnsons, another 10 Margaret Thatchers and all that, and it will just continuously go down the same path of destruction. More kids being taken by social services, more people losing their homes, more people losing their livelihoods. How many people do you think right now have suicided themselves? Genuinely sat at home in a flat somewhere with little or nothing to eat, can't go out, in too much fear to go out because the system now with its bully boys in uniforms instills so much fear in people. You can go to the beach, but you can't go to the beach. How many people do you think have just thought, do you know what, let's end it? How many people have died because they can't get an operation? How many kids have died because the NHS ain't taking them at the moment because of this little virus? How many people have lost their businesses? How many people have lost loved ones, had divorces or fell out with one another? And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Personally, myself, I think this is a reset from nature. I think this is nature pulling everyone back into life. Myself, personally, I can only speak from personal observations and what goes on in my life. I've had a beautiful time off, although I have not really had time off. I've carried on doing what I want to do on a daily basis. If I want to go out, I'll go out. If I don't want to go out, I won't go out. Why? Because that's my free will choice, right? So, but the actual destruction and devastation is so far reaching of what's gone on and what goes on. And in between the village that I live in and the adjoining village, there's approximately 14,000 people that live in a 10-mile radius. And we've had one elderly gentleman allegedly pass away from COVID-19. Now, my friend sent me a text yesterday. Her friend got taken to hospital, to A&E, and he had appendicitis, which is something to do around the ribs, not eating proper food, nutrition, the green stuff. If you eat the green stuff, carrots, all that, you won't get appendicitis, because you'll only get a grumbling appendicitis if you're eating bad foods and you're not giving your body the nutrition that it needs. And what you must understand about your appendix is a regulator. It's like a thermometer. It keeps check on so many of your little internal organs. You've got no tomorrow. It keeps check on the gallbladder and all these other bits and bobs, right? So she sent me a picture yesterday of her friend that's gone taken into A&E for suspected appendicitis. And guess what the paperwork says? Tested positive for COVID-19. What a crock of crap. So this is how they're getting the numbers up, people. And if it had died, and this is where they're clever with words, it wouldn't have said died of COVID-19. It will say tested positive for COVID-19. Does that make sense? That's how they're doing this. They're not lying. They're not lying. They're not falsifying. They're just being clever with words. That's all. If you took them to court and said you're falsifying death certificates, the judge will look at the words and go, but it's all it's saying is tested positive. It's not saying that the cause of death. So this is where you have to really pay attention to this kind of stuff. The words that they use, you know, when they write to you for a speeding ticket or a fine, everyone has a hissy fit because you think they're writing to you, but they're not. They're writing to a corporation. And then at the top of the box on the left-hand side, it'll have the fictional name and the address, right? Now, we're told on the birth certificate not to use the name, not to be used as identification, right? It says it clearly that you are in the custody of, and you're not to use it for identification. Now, the identification number that you should be using that is attached to that birth certificate is the number that's on it itself. All right, that's the number you should be using to be identified. If you want to associate with that birth certificate, that's the identification number. Because there could be many David Witches around the world, there could be many John Smiths around the world, there could be many Paul Tart, Smart, whatever. So it's hard to tell who's who, but that is the identification number. But when they write to you, they put the name and the address, which is the corporation, and then they say you were seen doing 35 in a 30. Well, the only thing that you need to address in that whole notice that they've sent you through is who is you. That's all you need to do is, well, write back, say, thank you so much for your correspondence. But you've clearly displayed the name up the top, but then the notice and the fine and forfeiture is to you. Can you please define who you is? Or I'm returning this to you so that you can forward this to you so that you can deal with it, because you is plural. Hey, you over there, everyone turns around. It's just a play on words. And this is what they never ever thought we'd do this. Act of Parliament, Shakespeare said, the world's a stage. And I remembered that as a kid studying Shakespeare at school. One of the very few things, apart from outrageous fortunes and arrows, that old saying that I'll try and remember that one in a second. But someone said that Shakespeare said the world's a stage and everyone on it is an actor. And it's true. We really are. So, people, I will come back to you later tonight. I'm going to go and crack on. I'm going to drink my herbal tea. Oh, she's even put honey in it for me. I think she likes this. She said to me yesterday, what is that colour you've got in that tin? I went, got to have a dark studio. That's all you got to do. And I have to say, you wait till you see this lit up tonight. She's going to be pretty. So, peeps, I love you as always. Please share the content. Please hit the like button if you want to subscribe. Press the bell button for further notifications. Please share, please spread the word. I'm trying to grow this channel. It's growing on a daily, weekly, hourly basis. Fantastic. And God be with you. God keep you safe. Yeah, we'll be back a little bit later on today. Thanks for tuning in as always. You're taking it to the next level and I'm coming with you. We're all going together, peeps. We're all going together. Take care.